Hi, this is Ken from One More Rep Fitness. Today we're going to be doing a quick comparison on the top-of-the-line weightlifting shoes coming from Nike, Reebok, and Adidas. Let's get started. So, if you've been following weightlifting and powerlifting competition, even on a local or international stage, you will see that a lot of the lifters until now still like to use the original Adidas Adipowers, the original Reebok Legacy lifters, and the Nike Romaleos too. So these three newest model or the newest versions have really big shoes to fill. Have they succeeded in doing that? So let's dive into it. So let's first look at the design. Okay, so if you notice this three, the Adidas is the most simplest looking, very conservative, very nice classic silhouette. Just very streamlined. On the other hand, besides the color, the Nike Romaleos 4 is the one that it looks the most modern looking, the most high-tech looking, and even look at the heel design. So these are really designed for really nice aesthetics. The Reebok Legacy lifter, on the other hand, doesn't look bad as well. So if you look at the design, nice big heel, no, but it's a lot simpler when you compare it to the Nike. But in terms of what colors are available for these three models, I'm pretty sure the Adidas Adipower has the most number of different colorways. So if there's a specific color or combination that you're looking for, you'll probably find it in the Adidas. These two, there's probably less than 10 or 12 colors available in the market. And in most cases, some of them are already sold out. So now when it comes to construction, now if you look at the materials here, this one is a soft textile material, makes it more comfortable to use. It's reinforced on the side. If you can actually see on the inside, it has actually reinforced. There's more textile material here that reinforces it to give you that lateral stability on the shoes. Now, the Reebok is the only one that uses like a leather material. So the thing here, it's not a hard leather. It's still flexible to a point, but it's not as breathable as compared to the Adidas. Now, the one on Nike also uses a textile material, but this is more dense compared to the Adidas. So this one will require a little bit of breaking in. So if you notice here, it's not as flexible now as compared to the Adidas. And these are comparing relatively all new shoes. Okay? Look at also the material here is Nike uses different materials to give you that different look. So to still part of that whole aesthetic part. So if you notice, there's that, this is like a nylon type material. You have some leather material here, and then you have that dense textile here. Okay. Which is not too far off from the Reebok, which uses a leather material here and a little bit of textile material combination. Okay. So in terms of the build quality, these three are the top-of-the-line models from the three brands. And you can actually tell that they are all built very well. Quality is there. The seams, the stitches are all top-notch. I don't see any big issues as compared to the lower-end models of these three brands. So this three actually has that premium feel that you'd be expecting for the top-of-the-line model. For these three, all have nice high elevated heels, all made with TPU. So this is our Adidas Adipower 2 that has a 20 mm elevated heel. The Reebok has a 22, so this is the highest among the three. And you have the Romaleos at 20. All three are made with TPU. meaning they're all made with hard plastic. But for some reason, the Nike is the loudest. It has the most loudest sounding heel. So if you notice, if I drop this, the Nike is really loud. It just has a solid, more solid. Now, when it comes to the soles, well, I think adds to the hardness of the heel material, the rubber of the Nike also feels harder as compared to the Reebok and the Adidas. Which leads me that the traction of the Nike, it's good, but not as good as the Reebok and the Adidas. These things have softer rubber, which gives it really nice traction. This one is, the traction is good, but this Nike logo here, this part here has a weird feel when you're trying to lock down your feet on the platform. I don't know, maybe if it wears down and evens out, it might be better because the Nikes are slightly elevated. The swoosh logo is slightly elevated compared to the whole sole. Now, when it comes to sizing, I stayed true to size on the Reebok Legacy Lifter because they are actually very nice and wide here. Okay? But I could actually fit all the way down to 8.5, but I like that little wiggle room up front. I just went half size up when it comes to the Adidas Adipower too, and I find that it's more comfortable for me going half a size up. But if you don't have a relatively large feet, you can stick to true to size for this one. Now, the Nike, on the other hand, it fits very tight here up front, but very loose here at the back. So I don't know how I would size this properly because when I tried the size 9, it felt tight here and it felt okay here. Now, I would imagine if I would wear a 9.5, which makes me fit better here up front, it would now be loose here at the back. Because if you're going to look at the collar part of the heel part of this tree, so let me see if I can bring it up high so you can show. The Nike has the widest collar here, which makes it less snug, or at least doesn't give you that lockdown that you would like here in your ankles. And if you also feel the cushioning here, the Nike has the least amount of cushion in the heel part. And then it's quite straight. The heel part here, the cushioning, there's just a very, very small bump as compared to this two, which has a nice bump. So your feet, the bottom of your feet is bigger than your ankles. It actually gets locked in place in this two. So which leads me now to the lockdown feel. This three, the Nike has the least amount of lockdown when it comes to having my foot within the shoes. Even though even if this model has actually two medial straps, one in the front and one on top. Okay? Another issue when it comes to the strap, this one has two straps, this has one strap, this is one strap. But the problem I have with this, once again, is those who have wide feet like me. By the time I fit my feet in, which I do have a big fat feet, the straps are barely enough. The length of the straps is barely enough to give me a secure lockdown because the Velcro, if you notice here, there's no Velcro here. So by the time, since the strap is short compared to the Romaleos 2, which had a really long strap, that one is really way too long. It was nice that they shortened it, but I think they shortened it too much. Now, compare that to the Adidas, where the whole thing is actually Velcro, so you can actually use it at any length. The Reebok has the best implementation when it comes to strap. if you notice here, the straps can be adjusted. If you have a smaller feet, you can adjust that to be shorter. If you want to extend it, you can actually just move up that Velcro before you snap it down. So those are some issues that I have when it comes to the strap. Now, when it comes to stability, this is where actually the Nike is really good. Now, if you look at the bottom part, the sole part, it has this nice wing here, has this nice wing here, making the shoes have a wider base, which means a wider base is more stable. Okay, but part of stability is also how your foot would feel inside the shoe. So in that case, the Reebok having a wider front or wider toe box is you can actually splay your foot better to give you that stability, or at least the feel of stability that you actually want. But the Reebok and the Reebok and the Adidas don't really have narrow soles. They're actually pretty wide too. But it's just so happened that the Nike has the widest one because of this nice wing that they put in there. Okay. Now, flexibility-wise, obviously, the softer material of the Adipower will give you the best in terms of flexibility. Flexibility adds up to comfort when you're doing your lifts. So this is the one that you want to wear if you're the type who actually would wear it for the whole workout. So flexibility, you can actually do more stuff with it, not just specific lifts. So this one is more flexible, but still rigid on the side to give you that stability. These two are stiffer. The material, especially the Nike one, which will probably get softer when you break them in, is actually very stiff. So this will probably contribute to the durability, but this is going to make it less comfortable when you're doing a lot more than just doing your big lifts. Now, another thing that I've noticed with these three shoes is as compared to the older model that they're comparing it with, the older models, the Romaleos 2, the Legacy Lifter 1, and the Adipower 1, except for the Legacy 1, the Adipower 1 and the Romaleos 2 have really nice flat soles. As compared to the Legacy 1, which had an arch here up front, which is actually curved up. That is something that I never liked about the Legacy 1. Because when it throws you out, when you're doing a big lift and your balance is off a little bit, the arch here contributes to, it adds more to that unbalanced feel. Which is what the Romaleos 4 has. It has a very high arch. So if you're going to compare it, I don't know if you're going to see it, but let me see if I can get something to show it. This one has a big arch here. So if you're going to look at it, if I press down, you see that imbalance that it creates. Now compare that to the Reebok. It's less. Also with the Adidas, it's not as bad. This one is definitely has that weird imbalance. But if you're just doing steady squats, so not everyone likes this arch. I don't know if it's more beneficial to weightlifters because I'm not a weightlifter. If it helps with getting their jerks or to make their cleans easier because they have to step on the toe. Leave a comment if you think this is beneficial to you. But when it comes to powerlifting, for me personally, I don't like having this arch here. This is where the Legacy Lifter 2 improved upon the Legacy Lifter 1 by making this more flat here. Okay, so as you see, when we were doing this, you can actually hear the difference. So one of the considerations people have is also budget. So when it comes to pricing here, especially locally from One More Rep, the Adidas is the most affordable one. The Reebok next, and the Nikes are the most expensive. Now, but in the US, they are all retailing for $200. But some models of the Romaleo 4s are 220. The only sad part is the Romaleos are the hardest to source because I'm not sure if their production is not enough, but they always seem to be sold out as compared to the Adidas and the Reebok. And the Reebok comes out with new colors more often than the Romaleos. So I guess that's why there's more available Reeboks in the market compared to the Romaleos, because they actually come out with new colorways on a very regular basis. If you're looking for a very versatile shoe, comfortable to use for your whole workout, then you should be looking at the Adidas Adipower 2. And the good thing about this is also more budget friendly. Now, if you're a power lifter and you like a very nice, heavy weightlifting shoes that is very flat, look into the Reebok Legacy Lifter 2. The Romaleos 4, I think, is really best for weightlifters. Just make sure you have a normal to narrow feet, and this should fit you perfectly. I hope I was able to help you in deciding which one you would prefer in terms of the high-end models coming from Nike, the Romaleos 4, the Reebok Legacy Lifter 2, and the Adidas Adipower 2. If you need more information about these shoes or if you want to order, please get in touch with us to our Facebook and Instagram page. I will be posting a link below in the description. Thanks, guys.